Hello and welcome. Now you'll notice that I'm filming a ball of yarn for this particular video. This is because it's 86 degrees today, and right now at least I'm wearing nothing but a very big t-shirt that covers about to my elbows and to my knees. Later on today I'll be fully covered because I'm going out tonight, but for now I'm only wearing a t-shirt so you don't get to see me. Alright, now about this video. This video is by no means detailed. This is only meant as a basic outline of my religious beliefs. For more detailed explanations, feel free to ask questions. First off, let me define what I mean when I say I am a pagan. I mean this in one of the more common definitions of the word. I am someone who doesn't follow one of the Abrahamic faiths. If you want to be specific about it, I am a synchronist. I take aspects of many faiths which make sense to me and fuse them into a religious path which helps me become a better person and to feel closer to the divine presence of the gods. There are those who define a real religion as being one which not only makes us feel good, but which also challenges us, which pushes us to become better people. I know that I don't speak for all pagans, but in terms of myself, I'm not always happy being a pagan. And it's not just because of the religious reaction I get sometimes from people of other faiths. I believe the lady, the goddess, calls us to be patient with everyone, to at least attempt understanding before we pass judgment. I am not a naturally patient person when it comes to adults. I have to struggle sometimes to control my temper with them. I believe that if you are an adult, you should be able to think rationally and react with something besides blind antagonism. Unfortunately, this is not always the case, and so I have to work hard at being patient and not losing my temper. In fact, one of my most common daily phrases is, "Bright lady, give me patience." As well, one of the aspects of the goddess that I relate best to, Kaliax, is a goddess associated with wisdom. Thus, I am called to cultivate wisdom along with patience. Seeing as you cannot have wisdom without patience, and you cannot have patience without controlling your temper, I am always struggling to control my temper, thus improve my patience, and, as a result, cultivate my wisdom. With that in mind, I also believe that while we can call upon the Lord and Lady, the God and Goddess, for help, we have to begin our own struggles within ourselves. One of my favorite quotes is, "Trust in the gods, but steer away from the rocks." I believe true change, true self-improvement, comes from consciously recognizing the need for change and pursuing that change, rather than saying, "Oh well, that is how the lady created me. I should just accept myself, and so should other people." I believe that this kind of self-love is only a cop-out. If you're willing to declare yourself a member of a generally mocked and ridiculed religion, you should be willing to look at yourself and say, well, that's not a nice aspect of myself, and it needs to go. Of course, my religion is more of a philosophy and less about a plethora of rules and the like. I don't do energy work very often, and only to focus my mind rather than send energy out into the world. My observance of the wheel of the year is very abbreviated, partly because I am a solitary practitioner. I describe myself as following a Scottish myth cycle because I take my life lessons primarily from the parables in the Scottish myths. While I also learn from other myth cycles, the Scottish myths are my primary source because I am Scottish American, and so I feel the most connected to them. This is because I was raised to be aware and proud of my Scottish ancestry. In terms of the more common pagan beliefs, I'm generally in line with them. I believe in reincarnation. I believe in the idea of karma. I believe in the Summerland concept, the idea that there is a resting place for a soul to go to before it moves on to the next life. I don't consider the Summerland to be heaven, more like a nice bus stop. I do not use my belief in reincarnation as an excuse. Just because you have another life coming doesn't mean you can act like a jerk in this one. You act like a jerk in this one, you just have to struggle more in the next life. That is the beauty of karma. Many Christians have asked me why paganism doesn't have an absolute truth, a part of their faith which they believe covers everything, no matter what. I believe that life itself has absolute truths which all the religions of this world share. I have studied many different religions and have found some similarities between them all. Don't kill other humans. Respect life. Help each other. Take care of the earth. Be honest. Don't steal. These are the absolute truths shared by all humans. Paganism has these absolute truths, regardless of which branch you're part of. Christianity has these absolute truths. These things may be taught to us by the Lord and Lady, but this teaching is only awakening these tendencies which are inherent in every human being. There are some Christians who claim that pagans worship rocks and trees. This is a misconception. Speaking from my own experience, of course, I believe that rocks have certain energies inherent in them, and so they are sometimes consciously used to aid in things like meditation, among other things. This is usually done through the pagan in question putting their own intent into the stone. Thus, this isn't worshipping a rock. This is using a tool. I regard the moon and the sun in a similar way. They are symbols to help our human minds focus. They are not deities in and of themselves. As for trees, and plants in general, everyone can agree that they are living beings. Science has proven this. Pagans give these trees the respect they deserve as a fellow living being. Speaking for myself, I consider these plants to be like siblings, not like gods. They have special energies of their own. While they cannot grant miracles or anything like that, or even speak directly to me, seeing as they are only living beings, not deities, there is some wisdom to be gained from watching how they grow and survive in this world. I also regard animals in the same way. Now, on the topic of animals, there are some pagans who do not eat meat. I am not one of these pagans. I believe there is a natural balance to the world. Certain creatures eat other creatures. Humans happen to be at the top of this food chain. However, when I eat meat as well as plants, I am mindful of the fact that someday I will die, and my physical body will decompose, becoming food for the plants and in turn the animals. Eating in this conscious manner is part of completing the food cycle, and ultimately the cycle of life itself. Because of this respectful attitude towards plants and animals, I only eat organic free-range meat and organic vegetables and fruits. Just because the food chain allows me to eat them doesn't mean it allows me to torture them. I hope this video has been useful for you. If you want to make a video or text response, that's great, but here are a few guidelines. No swearing, no negativity, no sniping. My beliefs may not be your own, but that doesn't mean you get to be rude about it. If you have a problem with something someone else said in the comment thread, reply to them via PM, private message. I will not tolerate any arguing in this video thread. Thank you for your time.